Hello, my name is Tara Meyerdirk from the Center for Building Knowledge and the Center for Resilient Design at NJIT. Today we'll be looking at the RULESS tool user interface. The RULESS tool is a microgrid feasibility tool that was created by a laboratory at Rutgers University for energy smart systems. The arbitrary multi-locational microgrid consists of multiple demand nodes and existing on-site generation and/or storage technologies. The RULESS model is interested in solving the following problems. What is the value of the microgrid for the distribution network? What is the impact of the microgrid on ratepayers from a financial sense? And what is the impact of the microgrid on the grid? What does the RULESS optimization model offer? The impact of the microgrid on the facility annual energy costs, the impact of the microgrid on the real and reactive power loss, impact of the microgrid on the voltage fluctuation at different nodes, impact of the microgrid on the peak electricity demand at different nodes, and the impact of the microgrid on the resiliency capability. To use the RULESS tool, you will need to collect data to be input. You'll need pre and post configurations for the microgrid, the current or prior configuration of whatever system you have in place, and the post-configuration design and portfolio. Rutgers has developed a user-friendly graphical interface to collect the desired data for evaluation of the proposed town center microgrid configurations. 2 Excel files need to be opened, one for you to input your pre-design data and the other for your post-design case. Initiation. Simply open the Excel file and click on the red button to start the user forms. Once you begin, you'll be prompted to choose if you want to click to continue save projects or click to start a new project. For this case, we are going to start a new project. After you click to start a new project, you will be prompted. Do you want to start a new project? This will delete any previous saved content. Please just click yes to continue. What information is needed? The project description, utility information, number of buses, bus definition, technology description, demand definition, network typology, and comments on data and submitting. Let's look at the structure of the actual input sheet. At any stage during this process, the interface is comprised of 3 main sections. Quick access bar, which the user can have access to the preferred section. The main section, which will provide the information about what is added in this section. And the section description, which presents details on this main section. Breaking apart this main window and looking at it, what we were just describing, this is how it's kind of broken out. So on your left-hand side here, you have your quick access bar, which you can, at any stage, go through your different sections and choose what you want to work on. On the top, you have your main section description, which will tell you where you are, what you're working on, what information is needed in that section. And then the main section to your left, which is where you're going to be inputting your information. Working on your project description, we'll first need to identify the project and acquire a point of contact for possible further discussion on the Town Center Microgrid project. For this example, we're using the Rutgers Town Center Microgrid in Piscataway. If at any point in the process you need to come back to this, as we were just saying, before you can navigate on the left-hand side and return back to the project description. After you've entered your project description, you click Next to go further to the next step. Rutgers will need to know what the rate structure is that will be used for this project. You will need to specify what gas and electricity companies are involved in the proposed project. Click the arrow to navigate down and choose which company you're using, and then hit Next. In the user interface, bus and node have the same meaning. A node or a bus is a location within the microgrid that contains thermal or electrical demands such as buildings, chillers, and boilers, power generation assets such as PV, CHP, wind turbines, and thermal and electrical storage systems. Before you begin the process of inputting your information into the RULS tool, you will need to decide the number of buses and make a list of those buses with their elements that are included. It is not suggested that you go back and change a number of buses in the middle of the process. On the left-hand side, select Bus Definition. Then select the desired bus or node from the drop-down button. On the top, you will see the bus that you are working on as described. Specify if the bus is a slack bus, if it contains demand, if the demand data is available, and if the bus contains a battery. Make sure you specify the number of different technologies. Power generation technologies include any type of generation, such as renewables, CHP, etc. Here we see what the technology input for each bus looks like. If you made a mistake on any of the numbers of boilers, chillers, power generation assets, these types of things, you can also change here. You can also set your battery parameters. When walking through our technology parameters, you want to be able to select an asset. After you've clicked on the asset, you can select the technology from the window. Define what it is: CHP, PV, wind, a diesel or gas generator. After selecting the technology, a list of parameters will be available for you to fill out. On the right-hand side, you will see instructions for those parameters. After filling out the parameters, the selected technology will show up under the asset number. For the sections that the dataset is requested, simply copy and paste the desired column in the provided space. After completing the parameters for each technology, the assets are shown under the related section, as you can see. Demand data. There are 3 cases for demand data. The bus or node contains demand data and the demand data is available. The bus contains demand data and the demand data is not available. The bus does not contain demand data. If the bus contains demand data and the demand data is available, specify the rate and schedule for both electricity and gas. If the bus contains demand and the demand data is not available, specify what the function of the building is. Network topology. It should be specified how the current bus or node is connected to other bus or nodes. Is it a cable connection between the nodes or a piping connection between the nodes, such as hot, medium, low temperature piping, chilled water, steam? If you want to remove an already connected node, select it from the list and press Deselect. Connected nodes to the current node will appear in these fields. Power network constraints. One has to specify the maximum, minimum acceptable voltage and angles for the specific bus. Details of the cables connecting the nodes also need to be specified, and the piping for the system. Submitting the data. After completing all the steps, the user can submit the data and add any specific comment regarding the provided information. You can always save the files and continue the projects. A PDF file will be generated for review of the user. Also, the data will be available in Excel in the same folder. Sending your data to RULess. RULess requires the user to submit 3 files for pre-design and 3 files for post-design configurations. Please make sure you send your files to the email address listed on this slide. Also, make sure that you review the file checklist below for the 6 files needed to complete your model. Thank you.